The sky over the highlands of northeastern Ethiopia was quiet at dawn. Far away in the dusty desert of the Afar region, villagers stirred, preparing for another day of salt mining, herding camels and goats and trading with passing caravans. None suspected that within hours their world would flash like molten rock. At about 8:30 in the morning on November 23, 2025, the long silent mountain, Hayli Gubbi, shuddered. Then came a deafening roar, a sound that shook ground, rattled windows and rattled hearts. Without warning, a gigantic plume of ash and smoke shot upward, piercing the sky. What followed was a shockwave through the desert. Locals described it as feeling like a sudden bomb had been thrown. Villages nearby, most notably Afar, were instantly blanketed by thick ash. Dust-coated houses, camels, and goats. The air turned heavy and choking. People dropped their tools, abandoned salt caravans, and began to flee in all directions. Some travelers and tourists who had ventured into the area found themselves stranded, eyes stinging, coughing, unable to see beyond a few meters as ash drifted and settled. For hours, the eruption kept roaring. Satellite imagery, shared globally, traced the ash cloud, rising to 13-15 kilometers above ground, then drifting eastward over the Red Sea into Arabia, then towards South Asia. The plume crossed Yemen and Oman, even reaching as far as northern India and parts of Pakistan. Despite the chaos and fear, human loss was miraculously avoided. Local authorities later confirmed that there were no reported casualties or livestock deaths, but the damage to livelihoods, grazing lands, trade caravans was immediate. Pastures were covered in ash. Salt miners and herders faced an uncertain future, and for a while tourists and guides remained stranded in ash-covered villages. In towns thousands of miles away, from Yemen to Oman, from India to Pakistan, airlines scrambled. Several flights were canceled or rerouted. Aviation authorities issued warnings. The high-altitude ash cloud could damage jet engines or obscure visibility. Back in Afar, as dusk fell, the villagers gathered at a safe distance, watching the glowing crater and dark ash cloud towering above. Children clung to their mothers. Elders muttered prayers. Around them, the desert wind carried the ash far, but also carried a strange silence. The mountain had awakened, and reminded them that even the oldest sleeps can end in fire. They knew their lives had shifted. The salt caravans might wait until the dust settled. The goats and camels would graze elsewhere. But as they watched the dim red glow fade into night, a whisper rose among them. We saw the mountain breathe fire, and we survived. We must rebuild. And so began the long work of cleaning ash from fields, sorting salt with soot on hands, and worrying over grazing lands. But life, as always in that harsh land, went on. And with it, a new respect for earth, for time,